Hey everyone, thanks for joining our webinar today. I'm Melissa, I'm the marketing coordinator for Rerun. If you've emailed in before, we've probably exchanged emails previously. We're excited to have you join us today. We're going to give you an overview of Rerun and the features it has to offer, as well as going over the integration between Rerun and Xero and how they tie together. So if you're new to Rerun, or you're not too familiar with it, Rerun is for any business, organization, or association that wants to automate their recurring, subscription, or membership billing and invoicing. Rerun offers the ability to accept payments in the form of credit cards, including American Express, Discover, Visa, and MasterCard, as well as electronic bank transfers, otherwise known as ACH. So Rerun wasn't built to be industry specific, and it works amongst all different spaces, as you can see. All users of Rerun have one thing in common. They all want to be able to automate the recurring, subscription, or membership billing online by setting up quick and painless payment streams, or as we call them, payment streams are the payment plans that you would set up within Rerun, but we call them payment streams just to avoid confusion and to let Rerun handle the rest. As you can see, we have a vast variety of different businesses using our solution. So these are just some that are currently using us. They all have one thing in common. They want to automate the recurring billing. Everybody's different. We have nonprofits, we have schools, we have daycares, we have landscaping to security systems to marketing agencies. So it just spreads, along a vast variety of different business types. So you're here to learn about what Rerun can do for you. How can we better your business in helping you accept payments automatically and painlessly? So Rerun allows you to accept credit cards or bank transfers from customers for your products or services, making it easier for you to manage your business. You can create custom payment streams to match the services or products you offer and automatically accept payments from customers without having to constantly log into your account. Our payment processor uses a tokenization method to securely store credit cards and bank account information in their database. The tokenization process takes the customer's credit card numbers and replaces them with a random value to send back to Rerun. It's frustrating when a payment declines, and retrieving updated information from your customer isn't always easy. That's why Rerun lets you give your customers secure, customized access to their payment and contact information so that they can easily edit an expiration date or change their payment method entirely. Rerun allows you to automatically inform customers when specific events take place, such as an upcoming or processed payment, an unsuccessful transaction, or just to say thank you for choosing our service. Rerun comes with email templates for these situations and more, or you can simply create your own. If you offer several products or services and want to allow your customers to select a plan from your website, Rerun allows you to customize the checkout process in 6 easy steps and link to it from your website. We'll also review this in the demo coming up. You can modify the field text and descriptions, decide how much information you want to collect, add your company logo, and change the header color. Rerun allows you to track your payment and customer activity within the Activity tab. You can build reports your way by adding, removing, and repositioning columns based on your business needs. These reports are customizable and can be exported to Excel. You can even prorate your first monthly payment if a customer signs up for your product or service halfway through the month. Rerun will figure out the amount that is to be charged to the customer based on the total price of the payment stream and the days left in the month. We also have the ability to set up variable payment streams, which is great for businesses like IT support or subscription-based products that have a different price per month depending on the products or services they are selling. We'll also review both of these coming up, regular payment streams and variable payment streams. And Rerun integrates with Xero by allowing you to sync customers, taxes, and items between Rerun and Xero. When you process payments in Rerun and sync them to Xero, you will create a paid sales transaction under those specific customers. We will go into this further detail about this during the demo. Rerun offers all different types of free support. You can send us an email at any time, give us a call between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. We offer concierge calls, which are product demos that you can schedule at your own convenience and can be found on our website, an online knowledge base of how-to articles, a customer discussion board for any questions you may have, and tutorial videos on our YouTube channel. Rerun integrates beautifully with Xero. All you need to do is connect your Xero file to Rerun, and you'll be able to sync your item names and prices to Rerun, customer information and changes, and use your Xero items and sales tax. You can also sync Rerun payments to Xero, which will create paid sales transactions under your customers. We will show you how to do this in our demo shortly. You can check out real, live user reviews on the Xero add-on marketplace. We currently have a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Rerun's pricing model was based on the fact that we wanted to provide simple pricing. This is why we developed this flat fee pricing model, which means you pay one price and that's it. We don't have monthly fees, batch fees, application fees. You pay only for what you process. Our pricing is currently 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction for Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. American Express is 2.99% plus 25 cents per transaction, and ACH is $1.49 per transaction. We don't charge based on tiers or plans as you might see with other companies. So what you see here is what you pay. Now I'm going to pass it over to Todd, who's going to take you into the demo side of Rerun.
All right, thank you, Melissa. That was great. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to use the GoToWebinar control panel and send them in, and Melissa and our team will answer their questions. And if we have to get back to you, we'll ask for some more information. So let's take a look at the setup. To start with, I'm just going to show you a few things I just want to show you in slides because I can't show it to you live because I'm already set up. But the initial integration from within Rerun would happen within our Settings tab. So here you're seeing that now. So in the Settings tab, I'm on the Sync sub-tab, and I have no integration selected. So in the next step, I'm going to choose from the drop-down and choose Xero, which will then give me the Connect to Xero button. Once you click on the Connect to Xero button, you'll then have to log in or authorize your Xero account. This will give Rerun permission to talk to Xero and allow Xero to then send back details to Rerun when we synchronize. So the next screen will come back after the authorization is accepted, and you'll see this window. Again, the same window in Settings and Sync, and you'll see a bunch of options you have here. So let me describe what the top 4 of them are. So in the Xero section, you'll notice that we can select different accounts to choose from. That's because we typically expect most of our Xero customers to actually manage their inventory from within Xero. So if you wanted to bring your items from Xero into Rerun, you can do that. But the first one allows you to select an income account to record revenue for items created in Rerun. So you may already be using Rerun and then add on Xero. So in that case, you may have items that you've already created in Rerun. So we'll let you go through the process and select in the drop-down, and then you can select a GL account you want to apply all the sales using items created in Rerun. But again, our expectation is most Xero customers will just be using their items and managing everything from Xero. You can also select which account to use to record the cost of discounts applied in Rerun. And then you can select a cash or banking account to record payments for invoices created in Rerun. And you can modify these as you go through. So this is just simply Rerun reading your chart of accounts from Xero and letting you select from these accounts. And then you can also select the revenue account where you want your surcharges created in Rerun. And then at that point, the next step would be to click the sync button in the lower left part of the screen, and that'll actually go through the process of doing the initial sync, which will bring in all of your items, taxes, and customers from your Xero account. So why don't we jump out of the slides, and now we're actually in the live account. So if I click on my Settings tab to take you back where we were, so now I'll be in the Settings tab, and then in the Sync tab. So here you'll see all those accounts that I just set up. And if I wanted to change it, I can override it in my defaults here. So you typically wouldn't come back to this window unless you're going to start to sync individual transactions. So let's get started and talk about some of the details you've brought in. So the first thing you would have brought in would have been your items. So here's all your items from Xero and their prices, and they'll be set to active, which means you can apply them to a payment stream. On the Taxes tab, you'll also see the sales tax codes you set up in Xero, and they'll come over in the Rerun, allowing you to assign up to 2 sales tax codes per customer in a payment stream. So let's go look at the dashboard. This is typically the main window you'd see when you first log into Rerun. It's broken down into 2 main sections, payments and emails, and then 3 subsections. So your payment section is broken down into scheduled payments, what's about to process, and then the process section, which is what happened overnight or yesterday. You can always click the View All button, which will take you to the Activity tab and show you all the detail for more of these transactions. In my case, I haven't had any unsuccessful payments, so there's nothing in the lower left column. You'll also see the emails that I sent, which in this case were thanks for signing up or a payment notification, and I can configure all those in the Email tab. We'll come back to that in a few minutes. Let's look at the Customers tab, and here you'll see all the names and addresses of your customers brought over from Xero. In the lower left-hand corner, I can click on the button, which will actually show me my Xero group, so I can see my Xero customers or my Xero suppliers. Of course, I can add a customer from here, and it'll sync back to Xero. You'll also notice on this particular customer, if I look in the Notes section, you'll see right in the center here when this customer was brought in from Xero. There's a few other things you can do for your customers. You can also look at their payment activity, so you'll see what payment streams they're in and their recent payment history, and we'll go into some detail on that in a second. You can also look at the email history you've had with this customer and set up their payment method. So here I have a fake credit card set up for this customer to help me do transactions. If I wanted to do a transaction, like a one-time transaction for Elaine Newkirk, I can click on the little green tag with the $sign, which is called a one-time payment. And if I click on that, I can just fill in this amount. So if I want to charge them $100, not offer a discount, but I'm going to choose their local Philly sales tax, and I can also assign a credit card surcharge. I can also then select what payment stream I'd like this to be part of, and we'll get to those in a second, and additional notes. So this will actually be a one-time charge which will get processed right now. So by choosing the payment stream, it allows me to then do reporting to see how much revenue was assigned per payment stream. So if I click the charge button, this will actually go through the process of charging this one transaction individually. But the heart of Rerun is really the Payments tab. This is where you'll set up the payment streams that Melissa talked about. Now, in my case, in the top part of this window, we have our payment streams, and the bottom part, we have payment history. But for me, we've actually set up 3 different types of payment streams. So your company may or may not follow this same scheme. So if you look at the way we set these up, we just took advantage of the stream names. So all the ones that start with a 01 are for bookkeeping and accounting services. So maybe you as a Xero partner want to use this to bill your customers. So you may have monthly services, weekly services, or miscellaneous services, and you can set those up any way you want. And I'll show you these in detail in a second. Or you might be a landscaper, so we have some items set up starting with 02, so you might do seasonal seeding, weekly weeding and fertilizer treatments, or lawn maintenance. And finally, the 2 items at the bottom starting with 03 are really meant for customers that are in the childcare, daycare, or school types of environments. So again, you typically wouldn't have all of these kinds of items, but you would have payment streams that are specific to you. So let's drill into any one of these. We'll pick the first one and let's take it apart and show you what it's all about. So we have a full charge bookkeeping services payment stream, which charges $249. It's an automatic stream, and we have 2 existing customers. So I'll click on the details button, and you'll see the detail of this particular payment stream. So here you'll see the full name, the stream amount, the number of payments, and then the frequency. So I have this set up daily just so I can have transactions in my company file, but of course yours can be any period you'd like. I've defined my credit card surcharge, and I know what date I created this payment stream. On the right side, I created the items or added the items to this payment stream, and if I click the drop down, you'll see the items that I brought in from Xero, and these are the item codes. On the bottom part of this window, you'll see the individual customers assigned to this payment stream. So I have 2 customers already in this payment stream. Neither one of them gets a discount, and neither one of them in these examples is being prorated or has any sales tax set up. So at this point, this payment stream will run every single day, and it's an automatic payment stream, which means I'm not sending them an invoice. I'm actually going to charge their credit card every single day for the total amount. If I open up the second payment stream for miscellaneous services, you'll see that the amount here is set to variable. That's because this is a variable payment stream. It's been set up to allow me to enter the monthly amount that I'm going to bill these customers. So rather than defining the customer and the item I'm selling them, which comes with an amount, I can define the customer and the item, but then override the base amount and type in whatever I'd like. I can still offer discounts if I choose to. And this gives me the ability to do some sort of variable payment streams and what you might call rating. So depending on how much I'm using of something, I may want to save these amounts. So I would typically do that every month, and that payment stream won't run until I put those amounts in. Next, I'm going to click on the O1 monthly bookkeeping services build stream, and you'll notice this one says an invoicing stream. This is actually a relatively new feature for Rerun because we got a lot of feedback from customers who said, yes, they do recurring, but they actually do recurring invoicing. So we added an entirely new type of payment stream called invoicing, which is automatically emailed to the customer on the dates and frequency specified. And each of those transactions will include a Pay Now button, so the customer can simply click on the Pay Now button, log into their own private portal, and the first time they log in, they'll put credit card details in if you haven't already done it at their payment method within the Customer tab. And they can put their own payment information in, and this allows them to actually see their open invoices and pay them down. So just to be clear, these are invoices that are actually generated from within Rerun and sent to your customers. We do not take any transactions from Xero and push them back through Rerun. So all the sales transactions, whether it's an automatic stream, which is automatic payment, or if it's an invoicing stream, all of those sales transactions are created in Rerun. As far as the invoicing streams, we'll actually sync them over to Xero after they're paid. So we'll be managing a little bit of accounts receivable in Rerun, and you'll be able to find via one of the reports how many invoices you have open and haven't been paid yet. So again, to be clear, all the transactions come from Rerun and either get paid automatically, and in those cases with an automatic stream, those sales transactions get sent directly to Xero as paid sales, or it's set up as an invoicing stream, and then once the transaction is paid by the customer after they log into their secure portal, we'll then send the paid transaction back to Xero. To put it another way, Rerun will send to Xero a paid sales transaction, whether it's done automatically or after an invoice has been paid. So if I wanted to create a new payment stream, I'll click on the Create Payment Stream button at the bottom, and now I can enter anything I want. So we'll just call this one a sample. And here you'll see I have my options for automatic or invoicing. I can have a fixed amount of time, so this may only be charged, say, for 10 payments, or I can select unlimited, so it just goes on and runs based on your frequency forever. And my frequency can be any of these here, so we'll select monthly, and then we can decide what the billing schedule is, which is the day of the month we'll actually process this payment or this automatic invoice or this invoice. Once I select the billing schedule, I can then define if it's a variable stream, and I can also decide if I'm going to auto prorate the first payment. And then finally, I can assign a credit card surcharge to this. So my customer may get a stream for $100, but then get charged a $2 credit card surcharge, and we'll tack that on to the total fee we charge them. On the right side, I would then select my my items, and I can override any of the fees that I'm going to charge here. And on the bottom part, we're actually going to come in and select our customers. If I wanted to put a discount in, I can put a discount, which is a dollar amount or a percentage. So we'll offer her a $10 discount. And we can decide when the stream is going to start. So based on the details I put in above, which it's going to be monthly starting on the first of the month. So it'll assume it's going to start on March 1st. And then I can choose any of my sales taxes that I brought in from Xero. I can define a number of payments for this specific customer, but it brought in unlimited since I set this up as an unlimited stream. So I'll click to add this customer to the stream, and then come March 1st, this will actually process and will charge their credit card $249 less the $10 discount. And that's the simple way to set up a payment stream. It's really straightforward. And the beauty of it is you really want to set these up to mirror what your business is all about. So if you're selling services, it doesn't have to be items, that's fine too. And you can configure these any way you want. So we have customers that have dozens of streams, and we have customers that have 1, 2, or 3 streams. So it's really all about how you want to manage your business. At the bottom of the window here, you'll also see the transactions that I just ran. So if I click on this first one, which is the most recent one that I did, this was a charge that I processed. And here you'll see what the details are. You'll see the transaction ID, which is RT0048, as well as the credit card details for the trace ID and the auth code. You'll see what the one-time charge was for, as well as the sales tax code and the surcharge. So over here, we're going to log back into Xero. Which kicks you out if you don't stay logged in, which is fine. So now we're in Xero, and now we're going to look at our paid sales transactions. And here you'll see all the transactions we created and brought over from Rerun. So let's scroll down to the bottom here, and you'll notice I have RT0047, which is invoice number 51. So if I click on that one, you'll now see the transaction in Xero. And if I come back, I know that that one was in Rerun, so we'll click on that, and it's RT0047. So here is that exact transaction for $52.98, broken down as you see here. And if I click on Xero, you'll see the exact same breakdown. We bring the one-time charge in, which is an item we'll set up in your Xero account. And we'll also add the credit card surcharge as a non-tax or tax-exempt line item in the transaction. So in the end, the total payment equals the total amount of the sale, leaving you with an amount due of $0. Again, every transaction sent over from Rerun to Xero is a paid transaction, so there won't be any money due. And again, we can drill through any one of these transactions and get the detail, and it'll tell us what the stream name was, the payment date, the credit card details I mentioned, and the breakdown. And we could print these out if we wanted, or we can email them. But better yet, we'll let Rerun actually automatically email these from within the email tab. If I move over to the activity tab, this is where you'll see all the transactions in Rerun. This is really basically your reporting tool. So you'll be able to see all the transactions. On the upper left-hand corner, you'll see all my payments. So I'm selecting payment detail so I can see that I have 48 processed payments. I can also look to see what's been scheduled because I have 25 scheduled payments, and that's what's about to be processed. In other words, when each of my payment streams processes the next run job, these are the transactions I'm going to be charging. So if I'm going to look at my revenue by my payment stream, I can see that. So I have a total of $17,000 in payments that are processed, or I could break it down by customer and get the same detail. And you'll see that pop up right here. There we go. Okay, this gives me a list of all my transactions. In the middle of this window, I can look to see all of my open invoices that I've sent out. So in my example, because I just set up an invoicing payment stream, we're not going to see anything here for this one. But as invoices get generated, obviously, we'll start to see invoices in this section. I can also look to see what credit cards I've got. And of course, as Melissa mentioned, all that stuff is being protected. So you'll only ever see the last 4 numbers because of the tokenization system we use. And I can also look to see who I have email addresses for. So speaking of emails, let's look at the email tab. An email is really broken down into 2 components. I can compose an email, which is this window here. So I can compose an email to an individual customer, to a customer group. So I could choose all of my Xero customers if I decided, or I could email everybody attached to an individual payment stream. And finally, I can just email all of my customers, and then I can decide whatever it is I want to email them. On the left side, you'll see some of my my templates from the library. So if I wanted to use a template to send an email, I can create these templates that are customized just for my business. But the real power of the email within Rerun comes in with automation. So what automation allows me to do is set up trigger events, and then based on those events, send out an automated email. So if I know that a customer's credit card is about to expire, I could set this up, decide what template I want to use. So in this example, I'm telling a customer their credit card has expired. So I may want to set this up where maybe a week before they expire, I'll have this automatically generate an email to my customers and then ask them to go log into their private area and then update their payment details. And then the bottom here, you'll see what the email looks like with all the merge tags already included. I can always create any of my own, or I can go back to the library and I can get more. So by clicking on the Compose Email tab, I can click on Get More at the bottom, and I'll see a list of additional templates from our library that you can add into your file. So it makes it a super easy way to communicate with your customers if you want to do a one-off email. But again, even better, it allows you to use email automation based on trigger events based on what you have happening in Rerun. One of the other newer features we have in Rerun that Melissa mentioned is the checkout feature. We're not going to go through this in detail because we have videos on our website, and we'll have other webinars about this. But as Melissa described it, checkout is a way for you to put your services on your web page and have customers self-select what payment stream or what service they'd like to take. So in this example, we'd go through the 6 steps that Melissa mentioned to set this whole thing up. But if I click on the preview button, you'll get a better view of what we're talking about. So here for my bookkeeping service as part of my business, this is what my customers would see when they go to my web page. And again, they can self-select what plan they want to be on. So as I go through this, as the admin, I really would have set up each one of these steps. So I would have defined step 1, which is selecting what plans I want to make available, the amounts and the text you see here. And I can click through and go to my information, so the customer would then enter what information they wanted. And as you keep going through it, it allows you to specify the individual details for each of the steps. So it makes it really quick and easy for you to tell your customers what they're doing as they're doing it and help them feel secure that it's going to work fine for them. So that's really the basic overview of how we're going to work with Xero. I think you'll find that Rerun offers a really compelling service if you've got recurring invoicing or recurring billing needs. And again, you can use Rerun without doing too much setup because we have a sample file that allows you to configure. Once you're ready to get going, as Melissa mentioned, it's really just a question of submitting an application because you'll be getting access to a merchant account, what we call a flat fee merchant account. So ultimately, you're really only using what you pay for. So at this point, I'm going to hand the ball back over to Melissa and let her talk about another option we have for you as a Xero partner.
Thanks, Todd. So if you don't think Rerun is a good fit for your business model, but you know that some of your customers or clients could use our solution for themselves, please check out our free affiliate program on our website to earn passive income by having your customers or clients sign up for Rerun with your unique affiliate code. Sign up is quick and easy on our website. So if you want more information about this, just visit rerunapp.com/affiliate to learn more.